I'd like to just very quickly touch upon a question that was raised a few weeks ago that we didn't actually get a chance to discuss and touch upon. And the questioner raised a question about why is the consumption of pork prohibited in Islam. But they also asked, why is the consumption of alcohol prohibited in Islam? And what is the wisdom of the teaching behind that as well? Perhaps the panel could shed some light very quickly, because we only have a few minutes left on the teachings of that.
Well, some people in that, I take that in that aspect, some people sometimes argue that there are good points in alcoholic drinks, all that. The Holy Quran has taken this one. It has been mentioned as some of the impure things introduced by Satan, rijsum min amali shaitan. And then the Holy Quran has also mentioned that the good points, they are far more than the verse of the Holy Quran says that there are some good points in it and some harms in there. And the harms are much more than any possible good point.
They outweigh the good. They outweigh the good.
So in that case, this is a simple question of wisdom. If something is more harmful, people should abstain from that. That is one of the argument.
Yes.
And the name Khamr, which has been used in the Holy Quran, that is also has a meaning of covering. So it covers the mind and the intellect of the person, and the mental faculties are damaged as a result of excessive drinking. And nobody knows when one becomes excessive drinker,
Yes.
Beginning is always made from a small drink, and then people move forward. So that's a very slippery road. So Islam says the better is that people should try to abstain from that.
Ibrahim said very quickly on this point, obviously we see many in the West, although that much merriment is gained from drinking of alcohol, we also see how alcohol is often the source of breakdown of families and of society, and it has many detrimental effects.
Well, I think Imam Sahib has clearly demonstrated that its blessings are smaller than its evil is greater, and that's what you see. You may see young people or any person going out with the intention of having a few drinks, and many times on daily basis, and particularly in Ireland we're hearing this all the time, the amount of deaths, the amount of injuries, but particularly deaths of young people, 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, who've died simply because of consuming alcohol. Those of you who are listening to the news, one famous singer belonged to this Bizone band who died purely on drinking too much alcohol. So it is obvious. I have seen in my life so far many families being destroyed just because of alcohol. The Holy Quran shows clearly that its teaching is full of wisdom, that it is not beneficial.
Dr. very quickly, we have a couple of minutes.
The Holy Prophet ﷺ has said that liquor is the mother of all vice and the greatest of sins. And if you want to see a practical example of that, visit any accident and emergency department over a Friday, Saturday or Sunday, or any police station on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you will see a pictorial example of the damaging effect it has on health and on society as general, and the lawlessness that it emanates from there is there to be seen. So correctly, this backs up the hadith of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, and he has said that liquor is the mother of all vice and leads to all other things.
The police people have understood this message of
Yes.
Islam very well.
Yes, I think
because they have made a rule that drink and drive is a crime.
That's right. They're trying their very best.
Yes, they are trying their and this is a good thing,
Yeah.
So that speaks volumes, just this principle. Why they have come to this conclusion? Because they know for certain that a lot of accidents, lot of loss of life will be the result of drinking.
Jazakallah, Imam Sahib, and Jazakallah the panel. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, but Jazakallah for the many questions we were able to answer today. There are many questions left, but hopefully we'll be able to challenge those in further programs. Jazakallah to you, the viewers, for joining us. As I said before, this program is meant for you, and without your input and your questions, it wouldn't be what it is. So please do carry on emailing us with your questions. Just to remind you, the email address to send your questions to is faithmatters@mta.tv. That email again, faithmatters@mta.tv. Or if you'd prefer to fax, the fax number is international dial +44 208 687 8037. Many thanks to the panel for their scholarly answers in today's program, and many thanks to you, the viewers. Inshallah, we hope to meet you again in future programs. Jazakallah, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.